Hello to all of my El Puente 4th and 5th graders. Today we're going to start working on our recorder karate, working towards earning belts for the bottom of our recorders. If you've seen me in class already, you have gotten your packet from me that has all of your songs in it. And basically what you want to try and do is go through the order of the songs in the packet because they start out with the easier songs and they kind of work their way up in a progression to harder and more complicated music. First, you're going to need your recorder, obviously. And second, there's some really important things that you have to remember in order to earn belts for your instrument. The first is that you have to make sure that you're blowing nice, quiet, soft, slow air. I like to think of it as if I put my hand in front of my face and pretend like my hand is a window and I'm trying to fog the window up, that nice sort of slow warm air. Or if I pretend my finger is a candle and like there's a little flame coming out, I don't want to blow the candle out with my air. I just want to make that flame dance and tip over a tiny little bit. And you might feel silly doing those things, but that's going to really help you with what it's like to blow through your instrument. The other important thing you need to remember is that you're going to only get your belts if you're playing with your left hand on top. And I know a lot of us are right-handed and we write with our right hand and we throw a ball with our right hand. I'm right-handed too, but I play my recorder correctly by putting my left hand on top. Your instrument, you might even notice the holes are not perfectly in a straight line, and that's because the holes down at the bottom are actually made for your right hand to feel nice and comfortable down there. So we want to make sure that we save our right hand for when we're going to need it, which will come when we get to the note called E. But for now, the three notes that you're going to need to know, and you'll always have your thumb on that back hole, you'll always have your first finger on the front. The three notes you need to know for your first four belt songs are B, A, and G. And I'd like you to notice that I like to try and make sure that my fingers are nice and flat, like I call them pancakes, on top of my holes. I give just a gentle squeeze. I don't want to hurt my hand or anything, but when I take my hand off of my instrument, I should be able to see a little mark from the recorder hole on my fingers. And if you don't see that mark, it might mean that you're actually not covering your holes all the way, and you're going to get some icky squeaky noises when your holes start to kind of look like that. So really make sure you practice. You should be able to feel those holes right underneath your fingers. And if you can do those things, then you're going to be all set and ready for success. Real quick, I'm going to share with you guys on my screen here, these are your first three notes, B, A, and G. And whenever you're looking at these fingering charts for your instrument, you just want to be sure that you are noticing the hole that's off to the side. That's the thumb hole on the back. And the front is showing you what you need to have covered up because it's colored in black when you're supposed to have it covered up. So for your B, you want your thumb and your on the back and your first finger on that top hole. Remember your left hand. And then for your A, you're just going to add a finger. So that means that your thumb and your first finger, if you look across all three of these notes, your thumb and first finger are never going to leave the instrument. For now. They might when we get to more complicated notes. To get to a G from here, all I have to do is add down one more finger. Something fun you might want to try at home is just echoing some rhythms on each of those three notes. For example, why don't you copy me, get your recorder ready, and put your thumb on that back hole, put your first finger on the first hole. Remember you're playing what note? A B. And see if you can copy my rhythm. My turn first. Now wait a minute, when you played that rhythm, did you remember you have to use your tongue inside your mouth? It's going to kind of hit the back of your teeth. Can you say two, 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 two? Do you feel where your tongue hits? That's where it should be hitting even when your recorder is in there. Just a tiny bit of the recorder in your mouth. Let's try another one on the B. Two, 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 two. Did you get it? Now feel that second hole with your second finger. Double check and make sure you're flat like pancakes on the holes. On an A, can you play? Here's my turn. Good. And then add your third finger down. What note are we playing? G. My turn first. Two, 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 two. Awesome. If you had any kind of squeaking like that, then we need to make sure we're checking our fingers. Sometimes it might even help to play in a mirror so that you can actually see if there's holes that are uncovered. A lot of times I find that it tends to be our thumb and our first finger kind of start to creep up off their holes a little bit as we add more, and it really has to stay down flat. So just work on those first 3 notes without any song at all. You can even start to make up some little patterns for yourself. Put them in a different order. Any order of those 3 notes that you want. And once you feel confident that you can cover your holes with your left hand and play with nice slow air and that toot 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 sound, then you are ready to move on to your white belt. Okay, my next video is going to be your white belt song, so if you have your packet, get hot cross buns ready, and I will be back to help you play through that song.